guys, Jonah here, and it is week 7 of the big factory move, and as you can see, the place is filled with foam. As a bit of a catch up, we've done all of the floor in resin. That was pretty massive. We've put all the racking in, we've moved loads of foam across, and we've moved loads of stuff across. I've got wagons full of stuff for whatnot, I've got pallets, I've got foam for days. The whole place is filled up. But this week, it's all about closing the doors on the old Shadow Foam factory. I've moved across most of the stuff to here, but there's still a fair amount of stuff to do at the old Shadow Foam factory. I've got to take down the rest of the mezzanine, and there's a lot of Luton van trips to do back and forth, moving all the stuff. And a big milestone will be taking down the Shadow Foam sign and stripping out all the last bits. I'm excited to close the doors on the last factory. It was great there, and it did a lot for us. But I want to be able to spend all my time and attention here. So I can only do that if I can hand back the Shadow Foam unit. So big week this week, lots to do, including a trip down to London. That's going to be quite exciting. That is something I booked in about 4 or 5 months ago, before I even planned the big factory move. So I couldn't cancel that, I didn't want to either. I'm going to meet another YouTuber who I'm a big fan of and has helped my business. So maybe drop your guess in the comments who that might be, but you will see very soon. But today it's all about stripping out Shadow Foam. So first job of today is to empty the Luton van and then do a few more trips back into clearing stuff and then get on to taking that mezz down. So that's got to be the 16th full Luton van load that I've done last week and this week, and I've done another couple of van loads. I did a few van loads this weekend. It's the last day I've got the Luton van, and I will be very glad to see the back of it. I am absolutely fed up of driving back and forth with stuff. I'll tell you what, you think moving house is hard. I think all my stuff in my house could fit in one Luton van, but this is just endless. But it's so hard to believe how much stuff you accumulate as a business and how bulky it all is. Like, you can only fit a couple of pallets in a Luton van. Obviously we did wagon loads for that, but it just adds up. We've had a lot of cages that have all come across, and I'll show you the state of play because we are nearly there. I think I've got 1 or 2 Luton vans full of mainly building materials now, but you can see all the foam's lovely and neat. And we've had another couple of deliveries, so that is looking great. And the retail packs are all in, and I've got some high up. The reach truck's getting serviced this week. We're making bales, but as you can see down here, we've got lots of stuff on trolleys and carts all stacked up. This is all the whatnot tools, pallets of new tools to go on whatnot. Lots of cabinets and timber and materials, and look at this flipping craziness over here. Got the panels from the backdrop from the studio. Got the DeWalt DXL box. Got the toolbox from the reception. So much stuff, it is mental. The red toolboxes from the studio, and it is just piled high. That is going to be some job to organise it all, but right now the job is just to move it across, get everything moved over, and then I can, well, me and Graham basically can organise it all and get it all into proper homes for it to permanently stay. But there is another pallet of stuff moving into the dumping ground at the back. It's all happening live, but I best go and help them. This is a big item here. This is the workbench. Dylan's loving it. It's less stressed than me, clearly. That's the workbench out of the studio, and then a trolley, and then that is the shade canopy over the top. So bit of a two-manner that, best help him. So there we go, we've got the big old shade canopy from over the top of the studio. This is a big item, heavier than it looks, this old thing, but with this and that bench, that is the last of the non-building materials pretty much. So there we go, we are drawing near to the end of the move. Another empty Luton van. Whew, that was some big stuff. Now just take a second to tell you about this video's sponsor, Coopert. Now, if you're like me, when you're shopping online, you've added everything to your basket, and what do? Just before you click buy, you go to Google and you just type in whatever website it is, and you go through the first page of Google, trying different voucher codes, and usually, I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10, but maybe 6 or 7 times out of 10, there'll be a voucher code that'll knock you a bit off. So it's always worth checking. Now, Coopert is a new kid on the block, and they are doing the same thing with the browser extension for your computer on Chrome, Edge, Opera, Firefox, Safari, all of those browsers. They also have a free app, and the plugin does exactly as you'd expect. It does all of that Google searching for you, runs through all the voucher codes that are available, and finds you the best discount on the website right on the basket page. So it's definitely worth having it installed to make sure you got the best deal. One of my favorite features of the Kubert price comparison, which also makes it a bit different, is it's not just searching for the best vouchers and the best discounts at checkout, it also checks that you're actually getting the best price on the item. So I was on the B&Q website looking at a few toolboxes, you know how it is, and it was showing me that same item on other websites and is it cheaper anywhere else. So it's not just checking vouchers, it's also checking a price comparison, which is just another level really of due diligence when you're at the checkout, making sure you're getting the best deal. And considering I buy a lot of tools that are sold in a lot of different places, it's a winner for me for multiple angles. And another thing it does, along with finding coupon codes, is it also offers cashback at over 76,000 retailers, including Walmart, Temu, Lowe's, so they're big American ones, but also like eBay and AliExpress. Now, if you're a bit of a technophobe like me, you might think, how do these work? It sounds complicated. Well, plugins are 2 clicks to install, and you pretty much forget it's there until you're at the checkout of an online store, and then you'll have a little pop-up, 2 clicks on activate coupon, and it's going to do that kind of automatic coupon check, run through all the coupons that it's got in its database, and give you the best deal. So it's really simple. It's not a complicated thing, and it's free to install. So go and check it out now. We'll put a link in the description to get yourself the Kubert plugin. It's definitely an easy add to your browser and to save you some money. And big thanks to Kubert for sponsoring the video. Let's get back to it. So there we go, the end of another long day. But we took a lot of cables down today, took them to the scrappy. So that's all the cable out of the unit, 172 kgs, any guesses on that one? And that's all the busted power tools. Sadly, 2 of the Henrys never made it. A lot of broken stuff, but let's see what we get for it. All the random bits of cable in all the way around the unit basically been taken down. A couple of 3-phase boards that I put in and they didn't need to stay here. So you can see there's one last panel on the wall, but all of the cables have come down. But the big job was definitely taking down the shadow foam sign. Shout out to Dylan, legend. Me and him have done it, 2 of us with the cage on the forklift, took the sign down, and that is a massive, it's a monumental step. It feels like such a huge job done. But as you can see behind me, all of the front of the building is all done. So taking the cameras down, taking down the floodlights, and basically everything. I've got to give it back as I got it. So it's all been stripped back to how it was. The only thing is I've got a little bit of vinyl decals on that one shutter there. But other than that, we are all ready to go. So I think that is it for today. Now I'm actually driving to London. That is all of Monday done. So I've got to hand the truck back. That is, we had the Luton van for a week, goes back now. And then tomorrow, I'm actually going down to an event in London at a fellow YouTuber, James Sinclair. Now, I booked this a long time ago, and I didn't actually know when the factory move was going to happen, but I've cancelled most things, but I didn't want to cancel this. So now, it's 5:30, I've got to go home, pack a bag, have a shower, head down to London, 4.5 hours to just by Chelmsford it is, and then I've got a big event tomorrow, so that's going to be quite exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I could have done with the time moving factory, but I do think it's going to be very valuable and very worth it. So that is my next stop, and I'll see you tomorrow. So it's a bit of a change of pace today. I'm at Roller City near Basildon, near London. Took the trip down last night, and today I'm at an event for James Sinclair, who's one of my favourite YouTubers, or I don't know if you can call him a YouTuber, but another business owner, puts out lots of great business advice and business content. And this is an event that I've wanted to go to the last couple of years. Should be a good day though, and a little bit of a change of pace. And hopefully I can learn something about buying and selling businesses. And the big goal is learning about buying businesses so we can look at how we grow. But hopefully I can meet and talk to James at some point. So that is today's activity, and then on with the factory build tomorrow. I'll have some mango and passion fruit as well, please.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah. Seeing as you're already there on that one.
Yeah, it's not. I like it anyway.
Made in the factory next door, right?
Literally.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Very good. Can't come all the way down here and not try some Rossi ice cream. Top stuff that. And made in the factory literally next door, which is pretty amazing. Came over fresh this morning apparently. Happy days. Could do with an ice cream business.
The 10 steps that I think you should be taking when you leave here today. What's the 10 things that you should be thinking about doing? Gives you difficult times. You have then two choices. You can either use it, or you can let it use you. This is not going to be done by desktop research. We will actually go and view stuff, do deals, build rapport, and go and see people. This cannot be done just on Zoom calls.
Great event, James.
Thank you, mate.
And nice to meet you properly. I've been watching your videos for years.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to turn this around. So if, there we go, you can see us both now.
How are you?
So if you're looking for some business expertise and advice, this is one of the channels I've been watching for donkey's years on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
How long have you been going on YouTube?
So yeah, I've been making YouTube videos for 8 to 10 years now and writing books and newsletters to help entrepreneurs and business owners grow their business. That's what I really am passionate about. If you're there and you want to get to there, what's that information gap that you don't know that will accelerate you forward? I want it to be motivational, but also want it to be real. I want people, they land on my content and they go, oh, get rich quick isn't a thing. It's actually devilishly difficult. And what golden nuggets can we swipe and deploy from my tried and tested process? Because I'm running businesses, you know, this is the difference. And all my stuff is theory. I'm in it, running businesses, making ice cream, running a hotel, distribution, making teddy bears, running a roller skating ring. You know, I'm doing all these things.
In the UK, real businesses in the UK. A lot of business gurus and advisors, they come up constantly on Instagram and social media. There's a lot of smoke and people who don't have the credibility.
I'm doing the do and I'm making the content because I see it as, you know, accountability for me. It's like, you know, I stand up here doing a seminar saying, look, you should be doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm reinforcing it in my brain. Well, I should be doing X, Y, and Z as well because, you know, life gets in the way, things are stressful, things are hard. Look, if you're an entrepreneur or you're a business owner and you're running a business, I salute you because it's a bloody difficult thing to do. And sometimes you just need those little pointers, and that's what I want to make with my content. And, you know, we've changed a lot of people's lives. I want to be a cuddle.
Keep
you know,
it going.
I want to be the metaphorical cuddle that people need, you know, when they're going, oh gosh, this is so tough, you know, and you know, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, and it only gets flip with how many businesses have you got going?
You know, I've got over 2,000 staff. You know, we're doing 50 million in revenue, so it's
great.
I'm in it. You know, and some days I get up and I think, oh God, this is a challenge. But I train my brain, go, I am Mr. Solutions. I will find a solution. We're going to get through, and you know, lean into the difficulty. If you have difficult moments, lean into it. Use it. Use it to upskill yourself. Because once you know how to get through a difficult period, you are superstar. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The more responsible you are, the universe, the world, other people give you more responsibility, and your compounding just grows and grows as you achieve more and more.
I like what you said earlier about choppy waters make skilled sailors.
And I said smooth seas do not make skilled sailors.
I kind of same principle. No, it's very true, isn't it? But you know, it's all about how you're solving the problems one at a time, and that's how you get to 2,000 employees. I'm obviously on an earlier part of the journey, but we're at 20 employees, and sometimes I look back and think, how do we even get there? But it's just one problem at a time, and
20 is tough.
You get to.
Yeah, 20 is tough as well.
Yeah.
You know, I find when companies go over 12 people, then you have to really work on culture because that's when clicks begin. It's like going out for dinner. You know, you go out for dinner with 6 people, it's fine. You go out for dinner with 12 people, it's a bloody nightmare. I didn't have a starter. I didn't drink anything. I didn't have a dessert. You know, like people, can I pay part cash, part card? You have to really start managing people once it goes over 12 people. And 20 people, you start seeing clicks form.
It's a different business when it gets to that point. It feels different now, but it's obviously for the positive because I can do stuff like this. Take a day out of a busy schedule to come and look at the bigger picture. Well, you don't.
So what you're doing there is you're working harder on yourself than you do your business, and anyone that does that always achieves more.
Yeah, I agree.
Work harder on yourself than you do your business, and you will get further.
Where can we find your channel, just so everyone knows?
You just type in James Sinclair on YouTube, and poof, I shall appear.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, I've got 2 channels. One's the podcast where I coach business owners. So that's a listen, and you know, I'm coaching them on their challenges, how I would deal with those challenges, people like that. And then I do day in the life and direct teaching videos. How much money does my ice cream factory make? How much money does my hotel make? I put that all on the main channel, but then there's the podcast channel. But just type in James Sinclair and you'll find the 2.
Yeah, happy to. I tried your Rossi ice cream.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Thanks,
I was very happy with that. So that's a busy day today, but back to the factory now. So let's head back up north, 4 hours back to Manchester.
See ya.
Thanks, James.
So stealing the camera from Johnny Schoen, we're just taking apart these boards right now in the unit to speed things up a little bit. As you can see, nearly completely empty. Got my labourer over there right now, and he's just cracking on. So we'll see you in a bit when all these electrics are off.
Well, I'm back at the old unit and it does look a lot different in the light. We were taking that sign down and it was entirely dark by the time we got the last bit. But out here, we've just got 2 containers to go on a wagon, send those, get the skip collected, and that is done other than that 1 sticker. So that is very, very positive. Dylan and Graham were very busy yesterday. They took down all of the purlins. They're the C-channel galvanized metal that connects these blue I-beams. And I think they got all that done pretty much. And then they just started taking down the I-beams as well, which was a bonus. So it's looking a heck of a lot clearer. And all of the wagons that we did and all the cabling that we took down on the Monday make the place feel very, very empty. So it's me and my dad today, so hopefully we can get all the posts down, we can get the I-beams down, and we can make it even clearer. And once it's all on the ground, I'm going to plan then what I'm keeping, what I'm taking, and what I'm selling. And hopefully I can make a new mez out of the old mez, and it'll be the perfect size. But we'll get to see that. First job is to get it all down. So there we go, best crack on. Right, so the old factory is really getting there now. It is crazy. So I've had to take down all this side of the mez, taken down the stairs from in the corner over here and cleared that. And then I've had to move all of the boards and everything that was under that side over to this side. And as you can see, that is just flipping piles and piles. You don't realize how much flooring you have. There's 14.5 pallets full of boards, plus all the steel work. And we're not quite there either because we've got all of this steel work to go. But it should be easy now, to be honest. Now I've jiggled everything around. Just be a case of taking all that steel work down, plus the stuff across the top. And then I've got a wagon coming on Monday. This will be a case of working out what I'm keeping, what's not staying, what's going to the new place for the new mezzanine. So a little bit of working out. Once it's all on the floor, I can figure out what I'm keeping and go from there pretty much. So there's still a lot to do. But honestly, it's like I feel like we are over the mountain now, and I will be very pleased to hand the keys back to this. I've said that so many times, but the only thing that stopped me now is the forklift has died. So the forklift's on charge, and I'm not going to stop. I reckon it's time to go over to Winsford, and I've got a van full of stuff. Every time I do a trip, I just keep filling the van up with stuff. So I'm going to take a load of stuff over there, have a look at what's going on, and I do have the Verisure alarm system moving today as well. So the alarm is still active on this unit, but we're getting a new alarm set up at the new place. So that's a good job to get done. That's it, let's get to Winsford. Very last van load of stuff. That is nearly job done. Last thing, buddy. Last thing.
Hi, Ollie.
When are we going?
Very soon. One thing here and then we're done. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
Has it been such hard work?
yeah,
Have you been helping us too?
yeah,
You have, haven't you?
yeah.
The final item. That is what you call an empty van. The last empty van.
So there we have it. That is the last van full of stuff on a Sunday. I don't know how many trips that was. It must have been about 30 trips back and forth, but it was like the never-ending move that was. But that is the last van full of stuff. All I've got now is a wagon or two of mezzanine on Monday. I've got a wagon booked. Got to move the containers outside the unit, but that's a separate thing next week. I'll just have a wagon come, pick up the two 20-foot containers and take them away. and then we are entirely out of it. So exciting times. That is nearly chapter closed. So thanks for watching this week's video. A lot accomplished, but still a lot to do. So make sure you subscribe, click the bell icon so you don't miss our future videos. Next week's vlog, hopefully I get some time working in here. And nice to see me little mascot. Say hello.
Hello.
Full family affair on a Sunday. And you're the next generation of Shadow Foamer, aren't you? See you next time.